What's up everyone, it's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to my throwback videos of my first test cycle. Please keep in mind that these videos are very old and I am re-uploading them to enjoy the cringe and to show my full honest journey and to document all the side effects and all the negatives I experienced. This is for entertainment purposes only, but I am going to plug my Instagram. Please subscribe here because I will be documenting my next cycle in video format similar to this first cycle. But if you need to message me, get a hold of me, and want to see what I currently look like, please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts. Enjoy the test cycle video. What's up everyone, it's Russo again with Ryan Kleeman. So we're going to be talking about nootropics because he's interested in starting his own nootropic line. For those who don't know, nootropics are basically like brain enhancing drugs, and they're kind of the new thing on the horizon. Although they've been around for a while, you know, my guess is they're going to be pretty mainstream soon from what I've been seeing in social media.
Yeah. Essentially, I kind of wanted to dig into nootropics because I believe they're the next big thing. You said that they're the brain enhancers. Just another word for them is cognitive enhancers. That's, I think, the scientific way to say it. But pretty much what it does, it opens up the neurotransmitters in your brains, helps you think more efficiently, more effectively, and kind of at a low cost. They're not too expensive either. But essentially, the pyracetams are an interesting one. The nootropics is another interesting ingredient. Alpha GPC, that's an old one in the book. It's actually FDA approved to be used in dietary supplements. The pyracetams, they're still in that research chemical category. But some of those are phenylpiracetam, oxiracetam, and piracetam itself. A lot of those are pharmaceutical drugs actually in Russia by prescription only. In the U.S., they aren't recognized as anything besides research chemicals. So they can be sold, but once again, it has to be not for human consumption. Take it at your own risk. Some of the formulations that I honestly have put together, I won't kind of dig into the mg per mg, but phenylpiracetam, oxiracetam, noopept. Another one I was looking at was possibly Phenibut.
I've heard a lot about Phenibut.
Yes, or Phenibut. I'm sorry, I pronounced it. But it's a very, very interesting molecule because of how it interacts with the brain. Another interesting, I'm not 100% sure if it's considered a nootropic or not, but I heard someone talking about this in my supplement shop the other day. I personally do not do anything with it, but kratom was another one.
Yep, that's another one.
Yes, that's technically by its molecular structure is a nootropic, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But that's another interesting one. There's a lot of new interesting ingredients and molecules coming out to the market now that essentially wouldn't have been in the past. For example, people back in, we'll say 5-10 years ago, when these were not around or not mainstream or becoming mainstream, they essentially were, what's the way to put it? They were taking Adderall, and there's many bad side effects.
Right, yeah. It's basically a amphetamine.
Yes, an amphetamine. That's exactly what it is. But essentially, they were having the hunger side effects and all this other stuff. So essentially, the nootropics are going to be able to replace that without all these negative side effects. Personally, I take one right now. I don't recommend the use of this or condone the use of this. This is my personal thing I use. It's oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, noopept, and alpha GPC. Once again, I won't dig into the mg.
And what have you noticed right off the bat?
Okay, right off the bat, first of all, I've been taking it I took one bottle, 90 caps. I was taking 3 a day, one in the morning, one at with food every meal, one in the morning, one at lunch, and one at night. I noticed a pretty good neurotransmitter opening. It made the world a lot brighter, helped my focus a lot. The one side effect I did notice from it, it took a long time to wear off. So I take my last dose around 6 p.m. I'd go to bed, we'll say around 10 or 11, depending on the day, but I wouldn't be able to sleep till about 2 hours later. It took me a while to let my brain slow down because it sped my brain up. But essentially, it helped my focus, helped my focus a lot, helped the lighting a lot. It made the world a lot brighter. It was extremely weird the first time I took it. Now, the second time around, I've been taking it for about 6 days now. Excuse me. Like, for example, last night I was researching some nootropics. Extremely interesting because I was sitting at my computer doing a bunch of research, just business research, but essentially I didn't want to get off my computer. Like, this was midnight. I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. I didn't want to go to bed because I was just going and going and going and going and going. But go ahead.
The only nootropic I really have experienced is that Selank from Enhanced Chemicals. So that's one of the Russian approved ones.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's anywhere near as strong as that. I just noticed like I had less brain fog throughout the day. Like, you know, when you're thinking about like 10,000 different things at once, you know, you kind of just can't focus on one thing. I noticed the elimination of that, as well as my reaction senses were really heightened. But that one didn't last that long in the body.
How long did it? You say it didn't last that long. How long did it last exactly?
I dosed it. I felt like it lasted a solid 4 hours, where I felt like high off of it.
Yeah. The like when on this stack I'm on now, you don't feel any high at all. You just feel good focus. It's almost like taking a pre-workout, except for like not a DMHA, like a DMAE, like that kind of that feeling, except for it lasts a long time.
Okay, one last thing, reeling it back to Adderall.
Okay, like I said, I'm not going to dig into that, but I know people that have, and personally, what I've heard about it is the fact that it messes with your hunger a lot. It makes your hands really cold, and the crash off it is horrible. For example, and then like it lasts too long. Essentially, what the nootropics are being made for is to not have that 12, 15, 20 hour lasting, we'll call it a high. The nootropics are made to last from here to here, essentially, and then if you want to take another one, take another one. If you don't, then you're done for the day, kind of like that. So that's what I'll say about that.
Yeah, I definitely need to play around more and compare to Adderall, because Adderall is a whole different thing. Because I've taken other ones like Vyvanse, which that one's not nearly as strong as taking like an Adderall quick release. That stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you're on a fucking serious drug. Like, you feel locked in. So, if there's a nootropic that can mimic that effect, then you're skipping a lot of side effects. And there's a lot of people abusing the fuck out of Adderall in the United States at college. Yeah,
and I have a very close friend of mine that abuses it. He uses it a lot. Yeah, and he's trying to mess with a little bit with the nootropics because he's having those issues, and there's so many people that are abusing these things, and eventually, like I said, these are eventually going to be pharmaceutical drugs, whether people admit it or not. And the first person that's on that ladder is hopefully me, so I can eventually do this as a dietary use, and then when all these drugs are FDA approved for pharmaceutical use only, I can dig straight into that.